Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We have a fun episode here. Last night was President Trump's State of the Union address, and I have a special guest here today. We have Miss Cecilia Johnson. Cecilia, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So, you watched last night. You said you missed a couple of minutes, but you
Yeah,
got to see the most part.
absolutely.
So, I thought, with all the chaos surrounding Trump right now, I thought it was a damn good State of the Union where he didn't get excited. He didn't do his trash talking thing. He just stood there and almost just read line for line the stats of welfare, employment, trade deals, criminal justice reform, opportunity zones, all of that. What did you think?
I thought that to me, it was the best one that I've seen. Not just coming from him, but since I've been involved in politics, which is about 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was such a well-rounded State of the Union.
Mm-hmm.
He touched on things that he's done since he's been in office, things that he wants to do and accomplish before he's out of office
Yeah.
in 2024,
Uh-huh.
and and he also highlighted a lot of key people and a lot of and used that to highlight a lot of key issues and stuff that's going on around the nation. So I think that he did a wonderful job. Wonderful job. He did a little trolling, and I liked it.
Just a
I
little.
love the troll. So he did just a little bit. He kept it was barely any for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
but for President Trump. But overall, I think it was a magnificent speech. I think that's why at the end Nancy Pelosi ripped up the speech, because even she knew that he nailed it.
I was watching that. Did you notice how she kept flipping through her pages?
Hmm.
From if I remember, it was last year or the year before, they purposely gave the Democrat Party the wrong speech beforehand. I was wondering, I wonder if they gave them the wrong speech
Oh, I
again.
forgot all about that. Maybe that's why she ripped it.
Because, yeah, if you watch the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, at least the first 10 minutes, she's frantically just like flipping around. And it looks like, I don't know, maybe she hates him that much. She just is trying to distract herself. Maybe she got the wrong speech again.
That could be it. That one didn't even cross my mind. Or maybe it could be that she kind of wanted to see what was to come, and to try to preface her. She was, since she's so positioned right behind the camera or behind him on camera, just trying to contain her poise and I guess I can't think of the word, and I'm trying
Yeah,
to
her
get out.
poise.
Yeah, so I think that it could be that she got the wrong speech, but I think she really wanted to see what he had coming, and she was not happy with how it turned out.
What do you make? I understand in the first year when a lot of that chaotic propaganda against Trump. Second year, I get it still. We're now going into his fourth year. Clearly, the Russia stuff was just propaganda nonsense. The Ukraine impeachment thing is falling apart, and he stands there and just hammers data. Right? This is what happens under a President Trump when he treats the country like a business. Right?
Right.
Even now, what do you make of the entire Democrat Party just sitting there like this? Like all of the issues, the Democrat Party loves to make it about your identity. You're a woman, you're gay, you're a black person, you're a brown person, you're an immigrant, you're poor, you're rich, whatever it is. All of those things that he was hammering off, they, though that like that's their bread and butter. What do you make of that? That are they ever going to change? Do you think?
No, I don't think so. And it is sad that they couldn't get up and give the man his respect for what he has done, particularly even in the black community, and the ideas and stuff that he fights for with criminal justice reform and education, because those are the two most talked about issues by the Democrat Party, besides ending racism through legislation. So he they were really disappointing last night. They did not do themselves any justice. If people really could see through their BS, they could see that they showed last night that they really did not care. You had the last Tuskegee Airman there, and
Yeah.
we couldn't give him his props and show respect. You had a little girl there from Pennsylvania who couldn't get the scholarship, and so she could afford get a better opportunity of education. and you couldn't clap for that. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, this is a little black girl with a single mother,
Well, and that's
living, just typical black America life, and you really don't support her having a better education.
Yeah. Well, in the part where he said, and I thought the number was even lower. He said something, I think he said 7 or did he say 8 million American citizens at the end of Obama's years, 10 million citizens on food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Trump has taken 7 or 8 million off of food stamps in 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
and afterwards I saw Tlaib, I can't remember.
Rashida Tlaib.
Tlaib, yeah. I believe it was her tweet talking about that, and she talked about, oh, you're just boasting about kicking people off of food stamps and welfare. No, because he created an economy where they can get jobs and they don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not kicking people off. It's just presenting an environment where they can thrive and they can succeed, and they don't need to keep going to the government and asking for things. But to Democrats, that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing for people to want better and to work hard and to make something of themselves. Mm-hmm. They are so happy with having more and more people sitting there underneath the government's thumb, and it is pathetic.
Yeah, somebody else who was tweeting a lot about all of that last night was Candace Owens. Oh. She was on fire. She was tweeting a lot.
I love Candace.
Yeah, and you know what's the best about Candace is she goes right to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
She does not filter, and it's not like she's always cursing and being crude. She just says exactly what everyone's thinking, and she said the same thing. She says something along the lines of, I forget which stat she quotes, but she had, said, there they are. The entire Democrat Party is sitting there with their arms crossed as all of their constituents, or America, is doing better economically, socially, education-wise. So, yeah. Here's another question now to kind of segue a bit. When we were sitting down, you told me that you did your own State of the Union last night. Where can people find it?
Well, I just did it on my Facebook. It was nothing official.
Okay.
But it's not the State of the Union. It's the Cecilia of the Union address.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a follow-up to President Trump's State of the Union, and just basically my opinion on it. Touched on the school choice and the need for school choice, especially in the inner cities, which he talked about for quite a few minutes last night.
Absolutely.
When he highlighted the child and her mother from Pennsylvania, a little bit on criminal justice reform, and also the Tuskegee Airmen and the Medal of Freedom, because I believe that was the first time it's ever been given away at the State of the Union address.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the one that he put on Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah,
it's never been done before.
And I was like, I feel like Rush was more surprised than I was. He looked like he was really shocked that he would be receiving it, not only receiving it, but receiving it right now.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was very admirable. I mean, I think that whether you like Rush or not, he is a lover of America, and he does just want to see, our country return to its roots. And I mean, he's been a great voice for people who feel that they don't have a voice here. So, I mean, all power to him for that.
Anything in Cecilia's of the Union?
The Cecilia of the Union.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything in Cecilia of the Union that you would have liked him to cover more of? No, I mean, I think last night I really had no negative criticism or anything of last night. I thought he did a wonderful job. Yeah, I thought it was very composed.
Yeah, very composed, and you could tell it was a slight campaigning, a little campaigning there.
Oh, absolutely.
You could say, okay, a lot, but you could tell that. But either way, I think he did a wonderful job last night.
And I heard, maybe it was in an interview with Steve Bannon just not so long ago. He's like, this, if done right, this could be one of the easiest re-elections for Trump and the Trump-style Republicans. Stick to the facts. Yeah. Just stick to the data. Don't get crazy. Don't go out on a wild brain. Just stick to the facts of employment, opportunities, trade, all of these, education, all of these things that we as Americans would love to see improve. They're all improving.
Yeah, and I thought that he did a wonderful job of, touching on those things last night. He really showed everyone who the president is.
Absolutely.
President Trump really came through. We didn't get as much of personality Trump last night.
He was being presidential.
Yes, he was so presidential. I was like, come through, Trump. Go ahead. So he was very, very presidential, very, composed, very poised last night. So I have nothing but, high praises to sing about his speech last night. He didn't touch on the fashions, which Cecilia of the Union touched on.
See, okay, but now what's the fashion?
That was the only thing. I'm always looking at the fashions. Melania is one of my spirit animals when it comes to clothes, hair. I think she is absolutely fabulous. She, we have kind of similar styles. But Laura Trump really came through last night for me.
Okay.
Laura Trump. So if you fashionistas are listening, go and check out her outfit last night.
That.
She was, Ivanka is, I'm a huge fan of Ivanka. I own some pieces from her clothing line as well.
Okay.
And she, looked very wonderful last night as usual. I have no complaints, but I was really surprised that Laura Trump really took that fashion award last night.
Nice. Okay. So Cecilia gives the State of the Union award, Cecilia of the Union award, to Laura Trump. Okay, everybody, we're gonna wrap this one up here. Be sure we've got a few more coming up, so be sure to check out the few other episodes Cecilia and I are doing. All right. Thanks. My name is Ryan Derks. I'm running from Missouri's 5th Congressional District, and I approve this message.